Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're watching episode 8 of season 3 of The Expanse. Wow. The last one, it's so hard to pick a moment from it to start with first because I want to start from the end and then work my way forward. But there was things that happened at the beginning that were amazing too. For sure, there's a ring, a gate, maybe. I'm thinking because the book's name is Abaddon's Gate, that it's probably a gate. I don't think that that's much of a spoiler other than me using deductive reasoning. Deductive reasoning? Xander will correct it if it's wrong. Thank you, Xander. But where does it go? To where? From where? What? The hard stop Mineo got trying to go through that ring sploosh. How do you go through it? I distinctly remember when the UN convoy is on its way to the ring, you kind of see a ship kind of go through it. And it's tiny. It's a tiny little ship, unless it's a ship that's part of the ring. I don't know. It looked like there was a little do 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 thing going across there, right? So can you go through it slowly and nothing happens? Does speed determine whether or not the gate opens, or whether it is is that what triggers it? Not quite sure. I mean, I don't know if speed will open it, but if you're not the right person, it's full fucking stop. Nah, you're not welcome. Even though Mineo's his I wanted to say shotgun slingshot, his slingshot ship, it went through, but it was and then gradually went through. So I don't know if there's a specific speed, if you have to be invited. Is it exit only? Is there a password? Fucking balls. What is the proto-molecule's objective now? So 6 months have gone by and our people are everywhere. Everywhere. I Anna is on the Thomas Prince, which is on its way to the ring, and she's part of a civilian delegation for the UN. I always say UN, and I know it's the UNN. So if you hear me just say UN, I know it's not United Nations. I get it, but I'm just gonna say UN. But they're on their way to the ring, and there's a scientist aboard that says that there's no radiation and there's nothing emitting from the ring. There's no signals coming from it. And she asks, is this a life form? And I kind of wondered the same thing for kind of the same reasons, is because of the lives that it has taken. Whether it was, Janice and Iturbi on the Arbogast, Miller and Julie, is there something that's alive about it? And she asks, what's his name, Colvord? I don't know if he's important or not, but he tells her that it was created by an intelligent intelligence and that she had better pray that it's inert. I kind of agree, but there are things that make me think it's not, and it won't be. One, the end with the thing happening where it's all of a sudden got the Stargate watery thing happening, but also Holden seeing Miller, hearing Miller. What the hell did he see? Was it a memory? Was it a projection? If it's not a life form and it's not radiating anything. And Miller's consciousness must be a part of that. I mean, he was saying things that Miller actually said, about being a cop on Ceres. So obviously it's not Miller, but it's probably Miller's consciousness. And so I'm just I'm just going to call him ProtoMiller because we know it's not Miller. But why is he talking to Holden? Why Holden? Was Holden losing it? Is there something wrong with Holden? Is there something wrong with Holden's brain? He had a lot of radiation. He's been hit in the face a lot. He's been through a lot. Is Holden losing it? Has he got a tumor? It's like a Grey's Anatomy storyline. I doubt it, because the gate opens and then we see Miller. And we see a lot of those things happen where the protomolecule is kind of connected to other happenings while they're going on because it's talking to each other. We heard Cortazar say this. Every time the protomolecule experiences something, it has a reaction elsewhere. Like the Rossi crew, when it kills the hybrid, all of a sudden the Arbogast gets pulled apart. And I don't know if it was triggered by that, or if it just like it's just storytelling where they're like, well, we're gonna destroy this, and then we're gonna see this being created. I don't know if it's like this is destroyed, so this is created, or if it's just the storytelling itself. When the Arbogast like is disassembled, they're able to detect the protomolecule on Io, and Holden goes back and he sees this because he remembers like Kodazart saying that it talks to each other. When all the hybrids were destroyed by Fred Johnson, the protomolecule squid launches into space from Venus. And when the ring made, Mineo goo, Miller appeared in front of Holden. So I don't know if it's action and reaction or if it's just really good storytelling. I'm not going to pick that apart, but I don't know if that is the case. If every time something happens to a protomolecule here, this one feels it. Now, the documentary crew on the Rossi. I don't like it. Like, stop nosing around. Like, stop picking at wounds. Like, things have healed. Like, no reason. And I get why they're doing it. Like, they're making something and they have to have a little bit of sensationalism, and maybe somebody will slip up and say something that will be, loaded, or, they'll get footage of them saying something that maybe they hadn't said on record before. But definitely stop with Amos. I like the style of getting to know Amos through other characters, like what he had with Prax and previously with Naomi, and even with Miller. Him going from like wanting to kill Miller to like, saying, hey, have a seat, and kind of having a little bit of peace with him. I like learning about Amos that way, not really interrogation style through manipulation. Like those things don't work for me. And I'm glad that both times he shot both people down sexually, at least. But, him like getting a little angered by them like pushing and being nosy about his past. Now, like, I want to know about Amos. Like, I want to know his story. Like, was he a mob leader? Like, is his real name Amos? Like how did he get in the position that he's in now? How did he get in that lottery? How did he get chosen to go into space? I mean, he strikes me as really smart. Like, he's an engineer, right? I'm sorry, like you can like learn how to fly a ship, but to know how each individual part works and what to fix, that's some smarts. Oh, that's funny because I was just gonna say like it's like being a dentist and a dental assistant. Like the dentist like knows like how to like fix things, but the dental assistant has to have a vast knowledge of dentistry. Vast knowledge. I'm an Amos. That just made me so happy. Anyway, back to my commentary. And I genuinely hate the tactics that they're using on Amos because like he doesn't seem sensitive, but I feel like he is sensitive, and in the fact that he doesn't want people to get past some of the walls that he has up. And he does say things that like tell you a lot about him. It could be a sentence like, how pedophiles think, like, oh my god, that's heartbreaking. Or, like it's just like walking in pumps. Like, do I think Amos was wearing heels at one point? No. Was he around a lot of women that probably were? Yeah, probably at a young age. He's probably seen a thing or two. 100%. So like you learn about him that way, but like the straightforward questioning, ugh, I don't like it. And Alex generally wants to tell stories. He like wants like hey, like this is like the staple on Mars, the beef stroganoff, and like it's not lasagna, but whatever. I want the lasagna recipe, which I think somebody sent it to me, so I appreciate you. But like he wants to tell the stories of the Rossi and the crew and the adventures that they've been on. And I think Alex would be like a great storyteller. And they just don't care about things that Alex wants to talk about. They want to know the quiet guy that like seems mysterious. And then they want to like somehow paint this hero of space, hero of Earth, hero of the belt. The guy who saved Mars, Holden, is kind of a bad guy. Maybe. I think they just want to see him set off, which like they tried a couple times, and I don't think it's worked yet. But I think with ProtoMiller appearing, Holden's egg might be slightly cracked a little bit on that, and he might start kind of going back into old Holden mode where the PTSD starts coming out. And now after having 3 seasons of seeing him kind of ride the wave of broken fixed, broken fixed, broken fixed, I think that I now have a sense of like how Holden deals with things, so I probably won't be as annoyed with him as I normally am. because I love Holden. He's me. But I definitely, like, now I know. And also I found it kind of interesting that they're there to kind of help Holden, like, pay legal fees. Like, I don't know. I think it's the whole crew. But, like the hero of Eros and Ganymede and Io and the people who brought down Mao need lawyers? Like, is Christian not the Secretary General? Like, couldn't she help with that? Like, they saved her life. Like, um, I think it's just, that's a bunch of bullshit. Like, they saved not one planet, but 2 planets and an entire asteroid belt filled with people. Come on. And I'm wondering too, is Christian the Secretary General now, because she was the one giving the speech? That's not an automatic yes, because I know it's like a voted in position. Or is she like interim? Is she just a mouthpiece for right now? Because like she would kill it as Secretary General. I would 100% be behind her being the boss. She's the boss of Earth, because she's the boss of me. She's the boss of you. She's the boss of Earth. And does anyone know about Kotiar's sacrifice? That was my other thing. Like, did she tell the story? Because when he's talking about her son, and like she can't talk back to him, and I'm sure she would interrupt him in the same way that she interrupted her husband when he was trying to give her like this, I love you and I'm gonna go to Luna's speech. But do people know that Kotiar made that sacrifice? Like, is he a hero? I feel like he should be a hero. Also, is Frank Johnson considered a hero now? Because, like, I know they were stolen missiles that he shot at the hybrids, at the pods and everything, but, like, he said that he had planned on returning them, and I don't know how you just, like, show up to Earth with explosives and be like, here, these are yours. But I feel like he did a service to all of humanity by doing that. Like, is he a hero, or is he still the butcher of Anderson Station? Like does he get like a reprieve? Like, are people like, oh, maybe you're not a bad guy? I don't know. I don't know if it won him any favors with Earth. I would hope so. I definitely probably won favors with Mars, because what was it, 2-5? Earth was going to be hit with a protomolecule, and 3-6. It was Mars. So, like, is season 4, episode 5 going to be the belt is under attack? Like, I hope not. Hope I didn't ruin anything for myself. Either way, they're out by Uranus. They're over by Uranus with the ring. So I feel like that's far enough away from the belt that, like, maybe the protomolecule won't be such a problem there, except for the sample that Fred Johnson has. Now, Drummer and Naomi, I loved them on Tycho Station, like when they were having their back and forth, when they were, speaking like belter to each other. I absolutely loved them together. And even when Drummer learns that Naomi had a sample and she's just like, bitch, it was like kind of something that like me and my friends would say to each other, like we don't mean it as like I hate that bitch. It's like, you bitch. Damn, you got me. You know what I mean? And I really like the vibes I get from both of them. And I'm happy they're together on the Behemoth. I'm happy that Drummer is the captain. And I'm loving, like, especially when I first heard it, like, Naomi's belter accent. And I don't know if it's because she's around belters, but the fact that she has that belter accent back, like, just, it brought me joy, because it made it feel like she was home. She was with her people. And then, Drummer being captain, like, I absolutely love when she's like calling for Naomi and she's like, where the fuck you be? Like, I'm using that in the future. Like, I will speak to somebody that way, because I think it's hilarious. I love that. I love that. So Drummer is in charge. She's running the show. Kinda. She still wants to run things the way the belt always has, by like spacing people. And this new guy, Ashford, I don't know how to feel about him. She is kind of being persuaded yet forced to kind of change the ways that she does things. And, he interrupts her when she's like gonna, space the drug dealer or the supplier. And he's like, let's not do this way anymore. Like, let's like show the inners like that we can kind of run a good society, that we are law-abiding citizens, that we, are decent human beings. And you could tell she wasn't thrilled with it. Like she was probably like, I'm finally in charge and I can call the shots. And then there's this guy saying like, oh, maybe you shouldn't be that way anymore. And when she mentions like everyone putting the contraband like in the doorway and everything, like kind of giving them a break, like, hey, I'm gonna allow you to do this. But if you don't, and she goes to like say, like, I think she was gonna say, you're gonna be spaced, he interrupts her and is just like, oh, you're gonna go to trial on series where you'll be incarcerated. Like, and it's like what you would normally do if you broke the law. While he's not wrong, the optics of that moment bug the crap out of me. I agree with him 100%. They should be doing things a different way. Like he even says like the inner see them as animals. And I think Drummer is a little animalistic. You can kind of see her sneering and snarling just a little bit on her face when he's speaking to her, but he does have a point, and I hate that. I hate that because the optics of being interrupted by a man when you are in charge of the ship, and it's not a thing against men. It's just like, quit stepping on her toes. But again, he wasn't wrong. And Naomi actually even reiterates this and says, like, he's not wrong. Like, you have to do things differently. I don't like him either, but he's not wrong. And I would just say that, like, he probably has done things that way for a really long time. She even, like, says, like, you wouldn't even hesitate to space people. And I don't think that, like apparently he used to be a pirate, but I don't think that he got, like, that from, like, tripping and falling on a grill. I feel like he's faced some consequences in his life. So he does seem like he is wiser, but then when he gets into a fight with somebody and he's like, I was just trying to apologize to you, like, you can see he still kind of has a little bit of that Belter mentality in him. It's a truck backing up. I don't know if you can hear that. So then we kind of get to catch up with Bobby a little bit. And she's back with Mars. She's a Marine. And she kind of had contact with Alex's family. Even though his wife has decided to divorce him, rightfully so, like his son had sent him a message kind of like saying like, I can't wait to be a warrior just like you, Dad. And, Bobby tells him that, like, he's proud of him. That what is his name? Milas, I think, that he's proud of his dad. And the fact that she got to spend time with him, I thought was interesting. I like the relationship that those two had created, even though they were at odds when they were first on the ship. And he wasn't really that nice with her, but like, the fact that they're like two Martians that like kind of went through this thing together. I really enjoy that. I really enjoyed that a lot. And lastly, we have Melba, who is, I don't know what she is. She's part of a service team that was on the Thomas Prince, and they went over to the Songyun. I don't know. Why not UNN Bob? Come on, work with me here. Oh, but she seemed intrigued by Holden when they were talking about him, but then like equally disgusted. And I don't know if she has like anything to do with Holden, if she knows him, if she's had an experience with Holden. But like she went from kind of being intrigued to like saying that he was a narcissistic asshole. I mean, that seems like two extremes to like kind of go through. So that's a lot of emotion for somebody you don't know. So it's probably somebody she does know, I'm assuming. And I'm not really sure what her job is. I think it's electrical. But we see her like kind of hook in an explosive. And I don't, other than to destroy the ship, like what is her end game with that? Like buy the ring. Like I feel like this isn't the place to do that. And Ren seemed very nice and super accommodating and really just wanted her to be comfortable on the ship and was like trying to like tell her how to like cheat getting hours and everything. And I really liked him as just like a general person. He seemed very supportive and I think she killed him. I'm pretty sure. When he saw the explosive, she kind of bit something and it made her like super powered. And I mean, I don't know if it was super powered or if she got like a burst of energy. Whatever it was, if you can just all of a sudden like fly at somebody like that, like I want one. That seemed kind of interesting. I want one of those. But hopefully Stanny finds them and then stops the explosive from going off. So, because I think she passed out. I don't know whatever she bit. I think it like made her super tired and she passed out. So where do we go from here? It seems like drummer Naomi kind of have a little bit of a issue with Ashford. We need to kind of know what's going on with Christian. We need to see Fred Johnson and catch up with Dawes. Obviously, I want to catch with the Rossi crew. I want to see how's Holden's noggin doing after seeing ProtoMiller. Which, by the way, when they had his name at the beginning, I said this at the end of my other commentary, I would have been so mad had that been ruined for me. And I don't know if it's in this one either, but like if they say special appearance by like Thomas Jane, it's going to be up here the entire episode. And you can't do that to somebody who needs to concentrate on every single detail. I don't want to miss anything. I really don't. But I want to see Bobby on Mars. There's a hair. I want to see Bobby on Mars. I want to see Christian on Earth. I want to catch up with drummer Naomi. I want to again check in with Holden and his melon, if he's doing okay. What's on the menu for Alex? What's on the menu for Amos? Boy, girl. Can people? It's funny. I don't want to see somebody that I care about manipulated, and it's wild how much I care about Amos. He's my guy. He's that guy. He's my guy. That guy. Okay, guys, let's get into this episode. Super excited. I want to know more about the ring. I want to know more about ProtoMiller. Maybe find out what the hell's going on with Melba. I don't want there to be like big booms and destruction happening next to something that just had that traumatic experience for Mineo. It's not a traumatic experience. He looks like he went through a blender. So fun. But like, where does the slingshot thing go? Like, does it just disappear? Is it like floating on the other side? Answers. Lots of answers. Probably gonna end with more questions because it's the Expanse and that's what happens. All right, guys, let's get into it. That's that. Okay, so my boss just watched 213, and all he texted me was, Fred Johnson has the proto-molecule. Great season. That's what he got out of the whole thing? I can't wait for him to watch 3-2. I think that will knock his socks off. Blew my hair back, I know that much. All right, let's see if there's anything new in the opening. They better not have a special guest appearance. Who played Julie? If I see her name, I'll be pissed. Special appearance by Thomas Jane. I'm going to guess that he's going to appear quite a few times, so I shouldn't be surprised, but I'm glad that wasn't ruined for the first time. Oh, now is it glowing blue? Was it doing that before? It wasn't doing that before. Oh, wow. Oh!
His vessel should have pancaked with him, but it's fully intact.
Yeah.
So, what killed him?
An energy field, some sort of invisible wall or hand?
Hand?
And Belters think they're ready to join the family of nations?
It wasn't a probe.
Easy.
Slingshotter out of series. He's some kid trying to impress a girl back home.
Well, I hope she's impressed.
We triggered something before we understood
Yikes.
it. Maybe the structure isn't an entrance, but an exit.
That's what I said! Oh, cool imagery. You okay, buddy?
A little tired.
A little bit. Yeah.
Tapped out.
You alright? It scared me. I was like, oh no, he hears Alex. Oh, that's fine. Still gross.
My bad. Alien ships are gonna stop pouring through that thing wanting to chat with our leader.
Yeah, I think so too.
Slingshoters should make it out to the other side.
Negative. It's like it went down a rabbit hole.
Wormhole.
Never ends.
Yep. Team Holden.
I mean, I just find it odd.
I'm glad they're letting him tell his story.
Out of all the places in the whole system, and we're here.
Mm-hmm. Forever connected.
Don't you find that odd?
Oh, Holden. I feel like he's gonna snap.
We should maybe match.
Maintain current decel for now.
Okay, so we're all gonna be at the ring.
And if something miraculous happens, they'll plant their flag on it.
Mm-hmm.
And go back to murdering each other.
I was specifically promised by Henderson dolls that I could be the cynic on this ship. Out here is our home, not theirs. So, with all due respect,
Okay, I kind of like him.
Being in charge sucks the big falota.
You wear it well.
Okay.
We stole a church, bolted some guns to it, and called it a warship. To protect the belt? No. It's because we don't want to be left out of this party.
You tell Fred that?
I did. I was drunk at the time, but still.
They all have very solid points.
Father. Poured hot coffee in the parking lot. God,
Hey.
a magic trick. Tick, tick, ticks on the dog.
Hate that hat.
Bones like chalk.
Anderson Dawes said that.
Making any goddamn sense, but you're here.
He said that about his sister.
Are you trying to talk to me?
Yes.
Oh.
Coffee?
Steven Strait's a really good actor.
It means that miracles are unfolding right outside that window, or whatever you have on these ships. The future of humanity and its place in the universe. Okay, they're footing the bill for this trip and making sure that your ship is not repossessed.
And we are grateful for that.
I need your full commitment.
Can he have a moment to breathe?
That something is troubling you, and it's not just that ring. I have my master's in cognitive psychology, and I know when I look into someone's
Can
eyes,
you back up a little?
there's more to a story. I want you to trust me. I won't betray that trust, so that we can get your story out to everyone.
I don't like the way you're going about this.
Back away from it. From me.
Ugh.
Weird in so many words.
The bewildered look. I get you. I get you. Okay, Melba, what you up to, girl? Oh, he is dead. Ren didn't deserve that. He was a good man. Oh, is she gonna stow the body? Is that what she's planning on doing? It's a lot of blood to clean up. What is she doing when that happens? It's like she has like a false tooth or something. For the love of God. I just gave this show so many compliments about not being gory, and then look what happens. Still good. Just like wondering, what, like, are there false teeth that she's like snapping back there? Like, what is like highly improbable? As a dental professional, I don't think that's a thing.
God bless the moments. Attention to detail.
Sacramental wine.
Mormons don't drink. What's this for?
Oh yeah, that's right. They don't drink. I know that personally.
They'll be naming babies and ships after him for 50 years.
If the galaxy is still here in 50 years.
Makes me feel young again.
All the optimists I know are dead.
I guess he got the legacy he wanted. He wanted to be remembered.
What did I tell you about being in here?
Yeah, no.
Are you a little deaf as well?
I know, I'm sorry. Well, I do a lot of wandering at night. Or day, or whatever this is.
Yeah, how do you tell that in space?
So, should I be holding out hope at all for...
Are you lonely, my friend?
You should not.
That must be so weird to get pursued that way. What did he take? Stop spying on him. What did that say? He's scanning himself for protomolecule? He wouldn't have any. It wouldn't do that. It would have taken over. Right? Right? Who is she? Yeah, he was a good man. He was decent.
K-47, you are off course. I repeat, you are off course. What the hell are you doing?
Yikes, okay. At least she's not, like, taking it easy. If I killed somebody, I'd be devastated. He had to check. I mean, I would too if I was seeing ProtoMiller.
Damn doors and corners. I mean, that's where they get you.
Doors and corners.
What's with the hat?
Valid question.
Keeps the rain off my head.
Keeps the rain off his head.
I'm not infected. I didn't have a stroke. I'm running out of ideas here.
Tumor.
I kept telling him, I said, there's doors and corners, kid. If you don't clear the room, if you don't come in slow, that room will eat you.
Why are you telling me this?
I'm supposed to think about this.
Detective Miller crashed into Venus with Julie Mel. They died together.
I don't want to talk about Julie.
It happened to Miller, too. You're dead.
I'm just an investigator now. I find things.
Okay.
This is phenomenal acting. Local Greasia. They were running this unlicensed brothel down in Sector 18. Coriolis so bad down there, it really made you sick.
Fuck you! Fuck you! My blood is clean. You're not here, which at least explains the stupid fucking hat!
Okay.
That may have looked weird.
Hey.
Amos doesn't judge.
None of my business.
Yeah.
Are you sick, Cat?
A little bit. Yeah, you are. A little bit.
Look, if there's anything you need to get off your chest, I'm not much help, but I also don't judge.
Yeah.
It's a great quality.
Break some shit if you have to. I don't care. Just not the coffee maker again.
I'm all right, Amos.
He's not all right, Amos.
I mean, I will be all right. And if I'm not, you'll be the first to know, okay?
Okay.
I liked that moment between them two. Holden turning around to fight with Miller again. Look up Sector 18. Obviously he's not there. It's a tumor. Probably not.
One coffee, one Bloody Mary. Keeps my ratio in balance. Balance is key to life.
Coffee rosé for me.
Answers to our most profound questions.
He is good, though. I mean, he's got that thing with the words.
Anna, go talk to her.
Excuse me.
Don't hurt Anna.
Do you need something?
She seems like somebody you could talk to so easily. didn't know she's gonna click another tooth and take Anna out. That would have been upsetting. I don't know if it's Anna or Anna. I keep switching it. This guy. What are you up to?
He was having a full-on conversation with himself.
Oh, who doesn't talk to themselves, though, now and then? Me. All right.
I do all the time. What are you doing?
What are you not telling me? You checked out his autodoc logs? Amos, shame on you. That is a serious breach of trust, man. Come on.
See the camera, see the camera, see the camera.
So what did the log say?
Uranus scanned on himself for the protomolecule infection.
Holy.
35 times.
35?
Negative. You remember XO back on the can? Yeah. One day he's singing sea shanties and planting daffodils. The next day he's waving a 6-gun around trying to put up.
Calm down. Sorry, man.
Walking on his plant soil, wanted to feel the earth underneath his feet. Yeah.
Do you believe the mind can manifest things?
Yeah.
Hopes.
Yeah.
Fears.
Yeah.
Show me the news report the moment the Belter kid went through the ring.
And bring up the timestamp.
Stop there.
That's what I said.
You've been spying on us every second since you got on this ship. It's your job, I get it. Now I want to see your footage of me.
He's like, yeah, whatever.
It happened at the same time.
That's what I said.
What did?
I'm not gloating. I'm just like, ah.
What? No. Your brain just exploded. I have gray matter all over me. You need to tell me what is going on right now.
She doesn't need to tell you anything.
Hold it!
Or she doesn't need to know anything. He doesn't need to tell her anything.
The Grigas in Sector 18, the rookie?
Yeah. Havelock.
Have we talked before?
Do you even know you're here?
When I exceed my boundary conditions, that's when they kill me.
Who are they?
What does that mean?
Why me? Why am I special?
Yes, why?
Did you have a ship? See, you're a tool that goes places. I'm a tool that finds things. We're tools.
I mean, kinda. Don't do it, girl. Oh.
Science vessel. The Sung-Un.
Sung-Un.
That doesn't look like a reactor meltdown.
Mm-mm.
It reaches out.
It reaches out?
13 times a second it reaches out, but nothing answers. So it builds the investigator, and the investigator looks, but he does not find, so it kills the investigator, it kills the investigator over and over. And it builds the investigator again and again. Until it finds a door that wasn't there before. So I'm at this unlicensed brothel, right? Egregious. Down in Sector 18. You don't come rushing into a room with your dick hanging out.
Holden!
Like you don't go rushing into a gate.
Wait. Just 1 second.
I'll get rid of them.
Maybe I'm just trying to connect everything. I don't know.
Don't make me crowbar this door.
Amos would do it. He'd done it before.
Guys, something's going on with the Rossi.
The protomolecules on the Rossi.
What is this?
I'm James Holden.
Speaking on behalf of the Outer Planets Alliance.
I'm here to declare for the OPA that Belters
Are the only legitimate benefactors of the ring.
whatever it may ultimately prove to be. We've struck at the Inert's vessels, and we will strike again.
Jesus Christ. Grab continuous singles of everyone and make sure we have all 6 Rossi angles of that explosion.
That's not me. It's not me, Alex.
Well, it's coming from inside our ship. Well, kill the fucking thing. I can't. I'm locked out.
Did you do this?
Okay.
would I?
Maybe you don't know what you did. Maybe you're not in control.
I know myself, and that is not me.
That was not Holden. It's some kind of trap.
Okay.
Thank you, Naomi.
A composite generates him, I don't know.
We have to fire on the Rocinante. We have to do it now.
What?
It is the only way they'll know that the OPA disavows James Holden, otherwise they will kill this ship along with his.
You better fucking not.
Target lock?
Negative, but they have target locked the Rocinante.
We'll be next. Captain. Camino.
The Rosie's not responding. Just let me try.
No more time for try. Arm the missile system and get me a channel to
Oh my god!
Someone is trying to play you. Don't fall into it.
Remove her from the command deck.
Come with me, Lord.
Thomas, listen to me.
Christ. Now the behemoths target locked us.
Fuck.
It's an OPA ship. They gotta fire at us. Oh! The fuck? Amos!
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
What the fuck is wrong with you? Somebody crippled this ship. It was all a setup. You were not. The only hope we have is for me to.
The fucking guy.
Amos, all we've been through. How many times have I asked you to trust me?
None.
I'm asking you now.
1 minute.
Alone.
It's the most animated I've ever seen Amos.
We are prepared to fire on the Rocinante. Let us take care of our own.
You have 1 minute.
There's always 1 minute. Drummer, come on, don't do it.
What's happening?
Grid overload.
So, like, he doesn't mean go through the ring, right? That's what I'm talking about. That proto-molecule's right there.
Going to a room too fast, kid. The room eats you.
So not too fast. Oh my god. Oh god. Phenomenal acting. Jesus. Oh my god, I'm gonna pull my hair out.
And go inside the ring right now.
Oh my god.
No fucking way. That is an order. You need to go for the ring. Slow the Ross.
Oh my god.
Flip and burner. Hard as you can. Try not to stroke us out.
How do you know all this about the ring?
Miller.
Because Miller told me.
Oh god.
I can't prove a goddamn thing.
Oh my god.
This is our only way out. Alex! Do what the cap said! It's gonna be nasty!
I love you, Alex. Thank you so much for not second guessing him. Oh my god. Oh god, that looks horrible.
They're going for the ring.
God's what are they doing?
They're dead.
I don't think so. It's just a little bit of blood. It's not total splatter. Oh. I don't know why I keep thinking for like some end credit scene that I know we never get, but I'm still waiting on it. I know there isn't one. Like why? Yeah, there's nothing. Oh my god. Okay. So I was right. A little bit. I was right. I kind of called, like when Miller said doors and corners, I was like, do they have to go through the gate? I think I said that. I don't know if I said that. I feel like I said that. I don't know what the other stuff he was talking about with like Sector 18 and the rookie. I'm sure he's talking about Havelock, but I don't know what any of that means, if it means something. I mean, it seems like it means nothing until he repeatedly says doors and corners. And don't rush into a room with your dick out, which I don't think that's what they just did. Ultimate stress. So I knew the protomolecule still being on the Rossi was going to be something, and I kind of forgot about it until I realized that it's on the ship, and like how would Holden be seeing Miller, and why is it connected? And obviously, I mean, who else is Miller going to connect with? Amos? Like, really? With Alex? No. Of course it's going to be Holden. I feel like I have a cracked egg for a head right now. I definitely feel a little dazed and freaking confused. Wow. Okay, I'm probably going to watch the next one. I don't know how I can't not. I mean, this is the most that we've seen, like, Amos, like, animated and I don't want to say emotional, but like you don't really ever see him panic. The way he when he approached Holden in the med bay, he was very calm and he was very much Amos, where it's just like, hey, like if you need to talk to somebody, I'm no good at this shit, but if you need someone to talk to, like I don't judge. We know he wouldn't judge. And then the more it went on, the more you could see Amos was worried. And I don't know if it was just that he wasn't trusting Holden's judgment, but that he was worried that maybe Holden was in fact sick. And I didn't realize that Holden had checked himself with the protomolecule 35 times. But there was protomolecule aboard. I do like that there's footage, at least, of... I was almost going to say, I like that there's footage of Amos and Alex having the conversation, but now it kind of makes Holden look like he did lose his mind. Shit. And technically he did. I mean, like, there's nothing normal about what just happened. Absolutely nothing. Like, seeing somebody who's dead and having a conversation with them, not normal. Not normal. Not normal. I feel like there's plenty of cameras around, period, that would have recorded security footage of Holden making that recording that was sent out to the UNN fleet. I feel like Naomi, if anybody is going to be able to prove that it wasn't him, and the camera guy, fuck that guy. Fuck that guy. Like, you came on to my Amos twice, and now you screwed over the Rocinante crew. With whatever little thing you switched out. I hate your guts. I hope you die. Me saying the person that I'd feel so guilty if I took a life and I couldn't live with it. Oh, I mean, maybe it's hyperbole. I don't know. Holy crap. Now, definitely, I don't think Drummer wanted to fire on the Rocinante. I think Ashford, being in her ear and, there's times when I'm like, I dig this guy. And then there's other times where I'm just like, you're annoying. Like, let her make up her own mind. Because she knew Holden wouldn't say those things. I don't think for a second that she believed that that was Holden. But as the captain of the ship, she had to make a choice. Separate from the Rocinante and kind of say that you are not with Holden by killing him, I guess. And I'm glad that there were a lot of eyes watching the Rossi go into the ring. Along with the missile, and I don't know what happens to the missile. Like, does the Rossi go through and the missile, because it's going fast, does it stop? Or if it's going the same speed as the Rossi, does it get through? I am so perplexed right now. Like, what happens when you make it through? And while Mineo, the belter, the slingshot belter, might be remembered as the first person that was killed by the ring, if Holden and Alex and Amos make it out, there's not a level of fame that you could reach higher than that, I think. I absolutely love the performance that Thomas Jane is giving of this Miller, because it's not Miller. Like, the Miller we know was a little bit more animated when he would talk. And this one's a little bit more slower, like a little bit more precise. Definitely not just Miller. It is definitely an other Miller. It is a ProtoMiller. And oh god, that scene between the door with Holden and Amos and him saying, "Have I ever asked you to trust me before?" And Amos saying no and realizing it's a big deal if Holden is asking for his trust. And that Holden just needs a minute alone and, to like, doors and corners. Doors and corners. So good. So good. I'll just rush into a room. I don't know if it's directly from the book or not, but like, wow. Wow. How important is every single thing spoken in this show? And I'm really curious as to what he means when he says it reaches out and gets no answers and it builds the investigator and it kills the investigator. It kills the investigator over and over, and then it builds the investigator again and again and again until a new door opens. I don't know what that means. I don't know if it was... Is the gate the door? Is there another door? Will there be another door? Is there another gate? So, and then what led to everything? Melba. I don't know what's up with her, if she is a faction of the OPA, if she is somebody from Earth, but whatever she's doing with her little like bitey false tooth thing, as a dental professional, I call bullshit. Like you can't have something installed and then it break and you just leave it there. Just saying, it's not a thing. So if you want to just go more into the fiction of the science fiction portion of that, it is not medically correct. But if I get further information, I may revise that statement. So as it currently is, you can't do that. That's not a thing. Nope. But we see her, have a little bit of remorse for killing Ren, which she should. He was a good man. We see her struggling with that emotionally, which is correct because he was a good man. And again, I don't know who she's working for. If she is, the what is the Black Star faction or a Mars operative, an Earth operative. If she's rogue, I actually thought that she looked like Julie Mao, and I was just like, is that Julie's sister? But the fact that like she in the credits they have her name as Melba, I think So I'm my first thought was that she was Julie's sister, and maybe she's wants revenge, and maybe that's why she doesn't like Holden, and that's why she is trying to frame him for the Rocinante blowing up that ship. Like I don't know. It seemed really, there were too many things that I was just like, she seems mad at him. She seems to really not like him. She seems to know him personally. And then when I was thinking that she looked like Julie, it was just kind of like one of those things that crept into my head. But now I think she's probably like an OPA, like Black Star faction, blah, 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 or doesn't want Holden to be the star of the belt, or I don't know. It's the only thing that I can really think of is that somebody wants revenge against Holden, not necessarily the belt itself. And it would be really easy to get rid of Holden if the behemoth just blew him up and like then he was gone. Like, yep, solve that problem. Okay, move along. But I really liked that Anna went up and talked to her, and I think Anna's gonna remember. Like when all of this like went down, I think Anna is going to put 2 and 2 together at some point. I don't know when she gets more information, whether it is from Naomi, because I feel like Naomi is going to dissect that whole video of Holden and figure out that it's not Holden. I think they're probably going to figure out that the camera guy kind of had something to do with it, because definitely he was in on something. I don't like him. I don't like the psychologist reporter lady. There's moments when I think she genuinely cares, and then she walks away saying, "Oh my God, we're going to win so many awards." And it's just like, you're going to drive these people mad. Quit making them relive some of the worst experiences they've ever had. And, like I was actually saying at the beginning, like how like I'm getting accustomed to Holden's kind of like he's broken and then he's fixed. He's broken and he's fixed. And now he's back in that broken stage. But I also get that, like, Amos and Alex have experienced the same thing with Holden. So they're probably like, oh, this is just when his egg cracks, but he'll get it together. And hopefully he recovered quicker. But I feel like him seeing Miller and then now going through this ring and like whatever he's going to experience on the other side, if there is another side, I don't know, maybe it just stops time. It just slows everything down. Maybe it just, like, you are inert. I swear that guy said, hopefully it's inert. And then I just used that anyway. But it's all guessing for me right now. But, you know, I definitely see Holden getting stronger every season. Every time he faces something and he kind of has these breakdown moments, like, he somehow gets it together, he fixes it, and he becomes that Holden, that captain, where I'm just like, ooh, I like it. And I'm starting to see Holden in a different light. So now I don't feel mad at him or angry at him or frustrated by him. I'm intrigued by it now. I like seeing him go through these things because he is a strong character. He has strong character. We didn't get anything from Christian. We didn't get anything from Bobby. We didn't get anything from Fred or Dawes. Firsthand, maybe secondhand, that Christian let the behemoth come out to the ring, and that Dawes and Fred Johnson pretty much told her she didn't have a choice. I don't know if that's really how that went. I don't really see them speaking to her that way, nor her like taking their shit. So interested to know what that relationship is. Are we ever going to see Fred Johnson and Christian in the same room? I would love that. Because she's back on Earth. Is her husband back on Earth? I had also stated that before I watched this that I thought like maybe it was just an exit and not an entrance. And I don't know which is true. And I don't know if you have to be invited or, like I said, it has to be at a certain speed. Both statements could be true. I don't know. I mean, I think technically the Rossi is going in backwards because it is slowing down. So I don't know if that matters. If you go into a gate butt first, is that what makes it easier to survive? I don't know. Okay, guys, if you want to watch the full-length reaction to this episode, it will be available on my Patreon and 2 episodes early. So whatever one you're watching now, the next 2 are available on my Patreon. Do it. You know you want to. Plus, there's other full-length reactions over there for other things that I watch. So the one that seems to be getting watched a lot is Top Gun Maverick. Also John Wick. And what did I get a notification for today? Oh, Cabin in the Woods has been really something that a lot of people have been watching over there. So they're enjoying my full length because I definitely say more stupid things than I do in the edited version. Thank you, Xander, for making me look somewhat smart. Give him all the credit because I'm really a big old dummy over here, folks. But remember to like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. What was your favorite part about this episode? I don't know if it's Miller. I don't know if it's hearing doors and corners. I don't know if it's Amos. I don't know. Like, I love like our Anna moments. Like Holden, like just like thinking like, oh, we need to slow down and go through the gate. What was your favorite part? Because I don't know what mine was. I don't know. Because most of you are on like a multiple rewatch. So I'm sure that you have a favorite part of every episode that you've ever watched. Okay, guys, with that being said, I'm going to watch the next episode, but I'll see ya.